George Municipality, saying police have now officially taken over the investigation into the cause of the building collapse, which claimed the lives of 33 workers now more than a week ago. All the bodies, we're told, have been accounted for. Tanya Krause is part of our team watching developments. She joins us now, not too far from the site of the collapse itself. And Tanya, I suppose it's a sobering milestone, for lack of a better term. We now have been able to account for all the bodies that were involved in this devastating incident.
Good morning. Yes, it is quite a relief here on site that there are no more bodies to be found. Turns out there were 62 people on site and not the 81 previously estimated. But your rescue workers have been here for nearly 260 hours since last Monday. But with me is George Mayor Leon van Wyk. Mr. van Wyk, just tell us, like I said, it's quite a relief. Rescue and recovery operations are done. Just tell us what's going to happen from here on.
Yes, we're now getting to the end of this whole rescue and recovery process. So it's really wrapping up today. And what is now going to take place is as George Municipality and the teams in terms of the JOC that have been involved on this whole rescue will now hand over this site to the South African Police Services, and then SA Police Services will hand over the site to the Department of Employment and Labour. And that's the formal process that we now need to go through as a result of the deaths that have taken place on this site. So what the teams are doing right now, we're trying to make the site as safe as possible, because we're sitting with a hole in the ground, and then it will be handed over. So, you know, it's quite a relief to get here, but I think it's still very much a shock to the system to think where we were a week ago and a little bit longer than a week ago when we had this huge amount of rubble lying here, and how the teams have worked at speed to break down all of that concrete, away the concrete, and now to wrap up the site. So I think everybody, will now have some form of sigh of relief at the end of this, and we're now left with the families of people who've lost their loved ones, people that are injured, and we keep on thinking of them and the difficult times that they still need to work through, both on the psychological and the social side.
Yes, and of course, the families will still be assisted from here on in.
Yes, look, the families will be assisted, and I think it's also going to be a fairly trying time for them over the next number of weeks and months as they work to recover from the deep losses that they have had.
And Mr. van Wyk, of course, for the rescue workers, it was also quite a traumatic experience.
Certainly it has been traumatic for many of them, and what we've all emphasized all along the lines is to be able to give them that level of counseling that they need to deal with the issues that they've had. I also think of one of our staff in law enforcement who, he had the task to patrol and look after the site where the bodies were retrieved to, and before they were handed over to the pathology services at that stage. So, these are difficult times for many people.
Thank you, Mr. van Wyk. That was the George Mayor, Leon van Wyk.